Hello, folks. Hiya, folks. How are you? I'm still like, my eye's still jacked up. You can still see it. How is everybody? Patty, are you there? I was getting my lighting together, Patricia. I was trying to figure out, I bought new lights and I haven't started using them yet. So I was trying to figure out my lighting. What a nice daytime surprise. Yes, I have to go home tonight. So I came on now. I hope you're okay. I hope you're okay, YB. I'm good. Hello, Morena. How are you? Moth's mummy. Was watching Hurricane Melissa. Wow. Yeah, it's gonna get bad. Jamaica's getting body slammed right now. Hello, she fly. Bouffant Patty. It's really not. But I am getting my perm on Friday. Yay. Perm on Friday, and hopefully look at my eye. This is what, a week? This is a week and it's still not healed. No, it's not. I lie. I got antibiotics Saturday morning. Got it. It's still, you can't really tell because of the light, but it's jacked up. So I have a sty. I think it's a double sty because there's like two lumps. And my doctor put me on antibiotics and antibiotic ointment, which you would think would work. But this morning I woke up, it was still swollen shut. And it doesn't hurt as bad now because it was so painful. And I'm going to go pick up my steroid drops, see if that helps. It gets better in a month. Brad, I don't have a month. I don't have a, it doesn't hurt my vision now. My vision's fine. So it's just extremely unattractive. I'm headed to the store to get a patch. I swear to God. Well, thank you, deep love of God. Doesn't feel beautiful. Doesn't feel beautiful at all. But it is a style. Like you can see it. Feels so good to close my eye. Steroids have got to help. Yeah, she wanted to put me on Decadron oral, and I was like, that's not happening. I am real mean on steroids. And also, you can't function. Like, you're like, I'm already hyper. No one, oh, honey, it's so infected. You can't do that. I'm beyond rinsing it in the shower phase. I'm beyond it. You should have seen it. Yeah, me too. I hope it don't touch it. I touch it all the time. I touch it all the time. I could claw it out. That's why I'm going to get the steroid drops. Because hopefully that'll bring down the swelling. Because it's, I mean, I have makeup on this side. I don't have mascara on, but you can just see how swollen it is. Oh, dude, it should have been lanced, but she was a PA, a physician's assistant, and there was no way that girl was going to touch this eye. No. Did they rule out the shot? Giving you side effects. Oh yeah, it has nothing. It's an infection. It's all hot and no, it's an infection. You can tell. But thank you, SN. I do know that that's a side effect. No mascara. You guys don't remember Flintstones. Maybe some of you do. But there was a character, Scooby Doo or the Flintstones, where it was like a really beautiful face on one side and then it was like a monster on the other. That's what I feel like I should be. Hello, Jab. How are you? Heavy oil or makeup or moisturizer? All I do is wear makeup. You know what's really working is I love castor oil. I don't know if you guys know this. I look very short today. Hold on. I'm gonna put this down a little bit. Um, Castor oil works. It's really softening it up. Have you tried Eye Bright? from the Euphrasia plant. You get it from health food shops. I swear by it. I've never even heard of a Euphrasia plant. I don't even know we have a Euphrasia plant. You guys in Europe have a lot of stuff we don't. Oh, there it is. Euphrasia eyebright. Etsy. That's helpful. No, but not local. Not local. Let's see nearby. The Vitamin Shop has it. What time do they close? Where are they? Pick up in store. It says online only. Yeah, no one has it here. Botanic eyebright herb. It's not going to make it worse, is it, Patricia? Yeah, it's not available. Maybe I can get it from Amazon tomorrow. What do you think? I'll go down to the vitamin store in a little bit. It's an ancient cure. Closes at 9 p.m. Thank you. Is it still in the same location on Appalachia? Vitamin shop. Every time I go in there, I spend too much money. It's worse. Yeah, they are open till 9. Thanks, Norma. I'll do that. You had one bad last month that kept all moisture away and rinsed it a lot with high pressure, and finally it went away. Wow. Thank you. Sanitize all eye brushes and sponges. I already did that. I already did it. I cleaned them, put alcohol on them, dried them naturally. And the makeup I had on that day that it popped up, I threw away, but not all of it. Hey, Justice, because I don't think it's the makeup issue. Because otherwise I'd get 2. Present says be careful. Eye styes are scary. Well, they're also ugly. They're very ugly. It does happen. My dad used to get them all the time, so I'll blame him because he's no longer with us. Be his fault. I wanted to thank the other night. I saw after the fact because I couldn't see much, but there were some super chats. Mr. C, I don't know if he's on yet, but Mr. C gave me super chat, and I wanted to thank him. Ooh, you can change the font now on this overlay. Ooh, I like it. I like it a lot. I can see it. It's exciting. Isn't that cool? Thank you. I like it. You can get new fonts, but you have to spend a lot of money. I already spend the big bucks on StreamYard, but this is nice because you can see. Like if you're watching on your TV and you're trying to use your phone to chat, you can see this easier. I like it. If I'm showing a video, I wouldn't do it. Oh, thank you, Chris. I'm fine. It's a minor thing. I love fonts too. That's why I made fun of John Lauro with his fonts. They were like huge. Like it was bigger than that. Huge fonts, and all these strangers are behind you, and you're an attorney. Make any sense? It is fancy, fancy. Today is Carl Steinbeck's in number 50 when they're bringing Wendy, Jill, Jillian, Adelson, Estrada home in handcuffs. I got nothing. No breaking news. Don't look for me. Don't look for me for breaking news. Roscoe loves cold weather. That's my Maltese. Annie loves snow because we usually go up north once during the snow season. He loves it. He has no problem. Aw, thanks, Mark. It's very kind of you. I promised my husband I'd cook dinner tonight, so that's why I can't be on late at night. Maybe she'll be arrested for a Halloween treat. You just had 4 dental implants. Hopefully they were better than, Chuckles. Can someone explain the lip icon next to your name and why some people have ladybugs? I don't know. I'd have to go on YouTube. I use a StreamYard portal, so I don't know why. But now I'm going to go look. You guys are good. So funny. I just pulled up my YouTube, and the first video that came up was why are INTJs, which I'm an INTJ in the Myers-Briggs, why are INTJs always single? Like, because we're very difficult people. That's why we're single. It's so funny to me. Let's see. Ooh. I don't know why the ladybugs. I know the lip is an icon from me. Like that's one of the emojis. When was Charlie's birthday? The other day. You love an arrest on October 31st because that's the date on which I gotta turn the air down. I'll just take this jacket off. That's what I'll do. It's so stuffy in here. I have my jean jacket on, but I gotta take that off. Ooh. Hey, John. Oh, yeah. For some reason, some people have that on there. Taterbug has a ladybug because she's Taterbug. It's snowing. Stop it. In lockdown, you made your own masks with the exact mouth with the cherry on them and some Rolling Stones lick. Funny. My girlfriend made them for my logo. Hello, Sandra Key. But no matter what the date, it'll be happy. I just don't understand. Nobody will explain it to me. Nobody will explain why she's still walking free. Mm-mm. I'm a new chatter, but longtime viewer. I know the lips have something to do with membership. So fun to finally be able to chat with everyone. Hello, Amy C., and welcome. Blizzard with snow just started. I live in North. Oh, well, you're like that's Alaska. I mean, that's high up. Northern British Columbia. Oh my God. That is just overwhelming to me to have snow. And I want to leave PA and move to Tallahassee. The older I get, the more I hate the winter. I like winter. I don't like ice. I don't like being limited and stuck. I've always had an aversion to that, and it's so much worse now. Trying to get around in ice is almost impossible. You're in a snow globe. Ooh. She's a lawyer. She's talking about Jill. So she knows the game better than most. Oh, but she doesn't know what an affidavit is? She's picky about what she knows, isn't she? Yeah, that should be coming in the next, well, 2 weeks. I bet in the next 2 weeks. Patriotic says, I think Georgia's office, Georgia Cappleman, is waiting to learn if Sarah Catherine Dugan will be available to prosecute or whether she'll become a judge. Could easily be. You're 5 hours from Vancouver, north of Vancouver. Damn. The ice here later in winter is crazy. God, you got to stock up. 49 and sunny here, but we have a frost warning in Ontario. Why does Sarah Catherine become a judge affect justice for Dan? Because that's the team. I mean, they'd have to bring someone on. State attorney's office is who fills out the warrants, right, for arrests. So I can't say why all that's the case. I can just say it. It made sense to me when I heard that as an option. Welcome, Mark, as a new member. Thank you. Thanks, Mark. I wonder how George felt when she heard that Wendy said that Mr. Mark, that she would not ever take the kids up there to see dance. I was wondering that too. Who knows what stories that heifer's told him? You know, he's just so malleable. Like, who takes that? When did we start raising pussies? Like, who wants that in a man? Like, well, my husband would certainly tell me to shut up and sit down. It just would never happen. Never happen. Chris would never put up with it. Even with moderate dementia, it just would not happen. Nope. And I would never put up with it. I'm like, how do you say that that's okay? What did she tell you about these people that made them so persona non grata? Like, is it because they went after uh, your parents? Because that's not the case. It's the state of Florida versus Every Adelson. It's not Markel versus Adelson. It should be. I wish they had done a civil suit against you, but they love your kids. So they haven't sued you personally, but they should, because they would win. 100%. They should have sued you. The loss of their son. It's usually 2 months after what I read, Isle of Souls. So it said it's about 60 days after the final list. And Sarah Catherine made the final list. So that was September 4th. What do I have? I don't know. What do you have? Close to the deadlines. He is such a pussy. Like, I just cannot even. Like, how does that seem attractive? I'm just trying to think, like, unless, I mean, it's probably attractive for a narcissist because she just wants someone she can use and toss aside eventually. For her true love, Tova. It's probably her true love, Tova. Tova, Tova. Such a twat. Like, I just can't even with that lady. I'm just telling you, I just do not like her. I just do not like her at all. She's just not. I don't even understand. Okay, so let's pretend the men just are overwhelmed with her hoo-ha. What about the women? What, I mean, if Morgan Honeycutt isn't getting paid, which if she does, then she's a whore, so that's what happens. But how do you do that? How can you watch what has happened in all of these trials and think she's innocent? How? Somebody tell me. There's nothing innocent about her. Every move she makes is diabolical. Patty and Company, glad the eye's better. Your hair is more like you today, but you liked it flat. Chrissy T. I appreciate the compliments. It was very nice of all of you. Oh, well, thank you, Mark. You're very kind. So sweet. Dateline put a nail in it. Well, we're going to watch it. I have the loophole lawyer version up. And I just don't understand. Like, do these women need friendships that badly that they're like, she's my girl? Like, that's who I want to spend my brunches with? Yoga? I just don't understand it. I just don't. And I mean, I'm not a girl's girl, so that's part of it. I'm an INTJ. I'm not that person. So I really can't fathom being that kind of a friend that I would just be like, you know what? You nailed it, Jill. You should just change your name, change boys' names twice socially. Can't do it the real way because you do it socially. What are you going to change it to? Get a new guardian for your boys. Put everything in a trust, hoping it's impenetrable, which it isn't. You got mortgages on these trusts. I don't even know how that works because technically the mortgage holder can call the note. They can call the note when you put a trust on if you haven't notified your mortgagee. So how is that so easy for because you're an attorney? You think that the mortgagee, who's the bank, is going to be okay with that? Because you got notes on everything. You're all in debt. It's not like you're not in debt, that you don't have that kind of money. I wonder let me check one quick. If I can't show it on a screen because, oh my God, YouTube literally blows a gasket on me about, here, let me do this. I got to look up and see if Harvey's loan shows up in, like, how is that not showing up in public records too? Miami-Dade has a, their site's not coming up. I'll wait a few minutes because Miami, let's go. It's still the little search thing. This will just be a moment. Because technically, not even technically, any mortgage, including a HELOC, should be on public records. Makes it a lot easier if you have to foreclose. But maybe it'll eventually come up. Literally, this is all you get. I'll be there in a moment. It's like Kilroy. This is all you get. Juan Fernandez. Let's go. What's up with these clerk of courts? You know, our clerk of court here is in massive trouble. Massive. Maybe it's too busy because it's 4:00. Hi, I'm from Scotland. Hello.
We can arrange. I actually spoke to Wendy and I asked her if we can arrange for the boys, you included, to come to Toronto. Let them see where their father grew up. Let them see where he's buried. And she said that'll never happen.
Who benefited from this awful thing? And you have to say, Wendy was the beneficiary. She got exactly what she wanted.
There was no reason for her to send that to Dan Markel unless it were to ensure that he was in fact going to be in town.
Donna Adelson. She is a normal person.
But there is enough circumstantial evidence there to infer that Wendy took affirmative steps to help further the conspiracy.
Prosecutors have previously named Wendy as an unindicted co-conspirator in court documents.
Only if and when everybody involved is brought to justice.
If you dress your kids up in Hitler Youth uniforms and brought them down here, Donna wrote, it would show Jibbers that he's not in control.
This was something new that we never saw before. It's an email from Donna Sue to Harvey.
Listen, this is all my fault.
FBI and police arrested Charlie at his house in Fort Lauderdale. The charges, first-degree murder.
What were you doing at Sophie Dental? What was your job description?
Basically, we have, we service the people and take pictures, dance a little bit, I guess, for the customers, and then just make them feel special.
She solved the puzzle.
Mischief maker.
Mischief maker.
Yeah, that's it, Donna.
And oh, what fatal mischief Donna Adelson would make.
The boss, Donna Sue Adelson, was featured on NBC's Dateline. Let's see what they got right, let's see what they got wrong, and let's see if they learned any lessons. Let's watch.
Here she is 34 years later, writhing in a police van under arrest.
And she's now become the wheel of misfortune, if you will.
So exactly who is this 75-year-old grandmother? Depends who you ask.
I'm going to talk to you now about my client, Donna Adelson. She is a normal person. Just like all of us.
She's a terrific human being, believe it or not. She's kind. She's someone I like. She's someone I care about. I would go so far to say that. I've been with her.
You do seem to have an affinity for Donna.
As far as my affinity for Donna goes...
These two Jewish mama's boys were talking about Donna Sue Adelson and their love for her. Here you have her former lawyer, Little Rashy, Dan Rashbaum, speaking about how much he loves the boss.
It's true. It could be that she has some similarities to my own mother. I definitely have an affinity for Donna that I don't usually have in clients. I care for her very much.
We're both Jewish boys.
She's Jewish.
I'm Jewish.
I'm assuming by your all's names that you're not Jewish or anything? Okay.
Yeah. Yes, I'm Jewish. You're a miserable Jew and you're going to get what you deserve. Do you remember saying that?
Yep. I know he was a devout Jew.
Yes, I'm Jewish. The thing I could tell you is I am very, and I know, so many of my colleagues here actually tease me.
Like most Jewish boys, they have major mommy issues, and here we're seeing an exact example of it.
About this, I don't usually become as emotionally involved as I am with Donna Adelson. And the reason being is because I am truly fond of her.
There is something purely evil inside that woman. If you're going to try somebody, you want to make sure your evidence is as good as it possibly can be.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
If you're going to try somebody, you want to make sure your evidence is as good as it possibly can be.
And it seems like Dateline excluded all the females and non-white males from any part of this episode with regard to analyzing it over the past 11 years.
So the thought all along was go after the low-hanging fruit first, hope that more of the low-hanging fruit individuals flip and turn state's evidence.
Did you have anything to do with the murder of Dan Markel?
No, ma'am.
Her lawyer walked her through some of the state's most damning allegations, including the charge that the Adelsons had given her thousands of dollars. Katie said no. She supported herself.
When is the first time that you met Charlie Adelson?
I was working at a dental office in South Beach.
At that time in 2013, what were you doing at Sophie?
Her voice is just grating. I was working at a dental office in South Beach. We just service the clients, do a little dancing, make them feel special. Fuck's sake. How?
What was your job description?
Basically, we have, we service the people and take pictures, dance a little bit, I guess, for the customers, and then just make them feel special.
Okay. Now, part of your job is how you dress, right?
Yes, ma'am.
It's expected you to dress provocatively.
Yes, ma'am.
With probably as little clothes as is allowed.
Yes, ma'am.
Without you being arrested or anything, right?
Yes. I was working in front desk, receptionist.
It didn't require you to have any specialized knowledge in dentistry.
No, ma'am.
What was a good night for you?
Is religion a real part of this murder? Massive part of this murder, in my opinion. Yes. Massive. They didn't get their way. She didn't like him being such a strict Jewish person. Yes, massive.
Walk out of there with $1,000 to $1,500.
No blood money from the Adelsons, she said.
This is the first trial, and the government alleged that she was receiving cash payments from the Adelsons and not from her dental job.
Said, not even for that augmentation surgery. Charlie didn't pay for that.
How did you pay for your birth implants?
Well, from my cash tips.
My name is Wendy Adelson.
Wendy was given some immunity to testify. Her statements on the stand couldn't be used against her. She told the jury she had never met the alleged hitman, Sigfredo Garcia, but she had met Katie. The state showed the jury this photo of the two of them on the beach together.
Were you involved in any way in a plot to kill Dan Markel?
No.
Do you have any knowledge of anyone being involved in a plot to kill your husband?
No.
And that's the doe-eyed deer look we saw from old Wendy Jill Adelson in trial number 1.
As to Ms. McBanoa, I will declare this case mistried.
The mistrial experience was actually quite upsetting, shocking, and we had to pull ourselves together.
Prosecutors believed Katie was the central link in a chain of conspiracy to kill Markel, connecting the hitmen to Charlie Adelson and his family. The audio of their conversation is still low, but easier to understand. Charlie tells Katie, suggesting, according to prosecutors, that if he really feared arrest, he'd be on a plane.
This was an audio enhancement of the Dolce Vita tape. I never fully appreciated the admission Charlie Boy gave right here, but it was highlighted in the Dateline special.
Is that the best evidence you have tying Katie to this family?
It's the best evidence we have tying the Adelsons
Yeah.
into this crime.
Taken nearly 8 years to get here, but in April 2022, FBI and police arrested Charlie at his house in Fort Lauderdale. The charges: first-degree murder, conspiracy, and solicitation of murder.
When you actually walk in a courtroom and you recognize the offender, who he's from, and the family, that was a really different experience.
That is Ruth Markel, biological mother of Dan Markel. Her and her husband eventually divorced as well.
2 crimes occurred. The first one, the state knows about. The other one, they don't know about. But before we get there, I like cliffhangers.
Little Rashi did represent Charlie Boy in trial number 3, and we learned that Little Rashi loves jigsaw puzzles, but apparently he also loves cliffhangers. Let's keep watching.
So do we. And you won't believe the story you're about to hear from Charlie Adelson himself.
Neither did the jury.
Listen, this is all my fault. I spoke in too much detail about your family's personal problems, about your sister, Dan Markel, and the $1 million offer. I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, my friend killed Dan.
Charlie Boy's describing the made-up extortion plot, explaining what Katie told him on that fateful night.
And he wants to be paid $333,000.
What happened next?
I stood up and I started cursing it. I'm like, what the f***? Are you kidding me? And she's like, no. I'm like, who did this? Who's your friend that did this? And she's like, I don't want to say. I can't say. And I'm like, Katie, I'm not going to be part of this. Like, I'm not going to be part of paying for a murder. This is insane.
Despite making millions of dollars in advertising revenue, describing a brutal murder, for some reason, network television in the United States bleeps out curse words.
And she's like, if you don't pay in 48 hours, they will kill you. I said, Katie, I feel like I'm getting extorted now.
He testified he didn't have that much money, but he did have $138,000 in his safe.
She put it in her purse. She goes, how can you get the rest?
Charlie said he couldn't ask his parents. They'd go right to the police.
She asked me, she said, well, can you pay like $3,000 a month? And I said, yeah, I can do that.
Did you pay for the breast augmentation?
No, I did not pay for her boob job.
Donna and Harvey Adelson loved to go on extravagant vacations. Just 7 months after Dan's murder, they traveled to Australia and posed for these pictures, including these shots. tourists mugging for the camera as convicts at a Melbourne jail.
They were coming for her next, and she wanted to one-up them and get out before they could.
I didn't see this footage before, but Judy, the Asian YouTube lawyer, pointed out that you can clearly see FBI Sanford's butt in this shot.
As Donna and Harvey made their way toward the plane, Tallahassee FBI agent Pat Sanford, leading a team of officers, some of them undercover, pounced.
They're boarding the plane. They believe they're about to make their great escape, but Pat Sanford is there.
Then she faced a judge.
How does she plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
As she sat in the Leon County Jail, Donna lamented that she wouldn't be able to see her two grandsons, Wendy's kids, on their first day of school, as she wrote in this email obtained exclusively by Dateline. It breaks my heart that I can't see them or even pictures of them on this special day.
8/10/2024, first day of school. This will be the first time that I don't get to see the boys and take pictures on their first day at school. Breaks my heart that I can't see them or even pictures of them on this special day. Please tell them I'll be thinking about them and wishing them both a good start to their school year. They had a fun summer with activities, camp, and friends. This is 2024. And now it's time to get to work. Please tell them if I get a fair trial, I'll get out of jail. Only if it's a fair trial, right? And come to see them in Austin. If not, I want them to do the best they can because that will make me happy. If the state convicts me, like they did to their uncle, for a crime I had no part in, English is her second language, I want them to remember all the fun things we did. They convicted, she even makes his conviction about her. God, literally. If the state convicts me like they did to their uncle for a crime I had no part in, I want them to remember all the fun things we did together. I do not want them to visit me in prison. No problem there. They're minors. I would just want them to remember the good times. If I don't get out, then hopefully I die soon so that no one remembers me in prison garb behind bars for the rest of my life, Donna Sue. I will make sure they remember you in prison garb. That's not what I want. Please remember this. I'm holding on the best I can. Every day is a challenge. I believe that I should come home, but I'm realistic too. We all saw the 2-hour deliberation, 3, but who's counting? And the decision to put my son behind bars for life. This is still Tallahassee. Koppelman is still the hometown Southern sweetheart prosecutor who's gotten convictions on everyone in the case. So arrest Jill. Arrest Jill. She just wants another notch in her belt. She doesn't care about the truth. This is vigilante justice. And these jurors have to go blank. I don't know what it says. Coworkers and explain shy instead of why. They wouldn't convict another Adelson. It's easier to just blank. Strong hanging in there. I love you more than blah. Blah. Bitch.
This was something new that we never saw before. It's an email from Donna Sue to Harvey explaining how she misses her grandkids and she's not going to be able to see them on their first day of school. There's a lot of interesting information in this email. You can pause it here and read it yourself.
If the state convicts me like they did to their uncle for a crime I had no part in, I want them to remember all the fun things we did together. I do not want them to visit me in prison. If I don't get out, then hopefully I die soon so that no one remembers me in prison garb behind bars. Sitting in the packed gallery were Phil and Ruth Markell. Across the aisle, Harvey Adelson, Donna's husband, sat.
There's Patty. It's not the same top. Aw.
Alone.
I could not understand how he could sit there like stone-faced. He never had a reaction.
Phil Markell, along with many people, were puzzled how Harvey can sit and support Donna Sue despite all the evidence. If you look up narcissistic supply, you will see a picture of old Harvey sitting there, and that's the reason he can do it.
John Singer is an attorney and legal analyst who followed the trial.
Well, what a surprise. Another tall white male attorney telling us about this case.
That testimony was for the purposes of somehow connoting that Donna wasn't involved, that Donna was shocked as everybody else was, that she played no part in this. She wasn't the orchestrator.
And after her son Charlie's conviction, the friend said she saw Donna slide further into despair.
She was considering taking her own life.
Daughter Wendy returned to the stand with her limited immunity agreement. Once again, she denied any involvement in the scheme.
I was not involved in any plot to kill Danny.
They introduced another email exchange, with Donna urging Wendy to take bizarre steps to gain the upper hand in the custody fight. She used a nickname for Dan, Jibbers. If you dress your kids up in Hitler Youth uniforms and brought them down here, Donna wrote, it would show Jibbers that he's not in control. If your children are baptized, it doesn't make them Christian, it's an act.
This was part of the boss's brilliant 5-part plan to antagonize Dan Markel, and old Wendy Jill would not go along with it.
Dan was devoutly Jewish. She wanted to put the kids in Hitler Youth uniforms, a way of infuriating and angering Dan. The kids had allegedly told Dan that Grandma says that you're stupid, Grandma says that she hates you.
My Jewish mother-in-law says a lot worse about me.
And Dan had had enough of that.
Dan was so furious, prosecutors said, that he filed a motion to limit Donna's contact with the boys. A family court judge scheduled a hearing on that motion.
And if only we knew Dan Markel before he filed this motion, he would have known that one lesson that I teach you each and every time we meet.
But Dan didn't live to see it happen. So you put that court date in the timeline, it becomes more important.
It definitely does. It was still looming and had not been adjudicated as of the date that the murder took place.
Once the murder plot kicked into gear, prosecutors said Donna was doing her part to see it through.
The jury files back in. Donna, she looks so nervous, like she may pass out.
We, the jury, find the defendant is guilty of first-degree murder.
Only short question to Donna, was it worth it? I'd like to have an answer from her.
Unfortunately, Phil, based upon my observations of narcissists in their natural habitat, you are not going to get that answer.
I don't think I'll ever get one.
Have you arrived at a point of finding something that looks like justice, whatever that may mean?
Only if and when everybody involved is brought to justice.
And there is one of the themes in this Dateline episode that Wendy, Jill, and possibly Harvey are going to be arrested.
I think I just feel kind of honored to be able to deliver this win for the Markels.
And look who's there taunting me, that little rascal James, the mental lawyer who tried to take down our channel.
From the moment Dan was killed, his ex-wife's role has been the source of endless speculation. Prosecutors have previously named Wendy as an unindicted co-conspirator in court documents. She has never been charged with anything related to the plot.
The case against Wendy is more difficult than the case against Donna and Charlie, but there is enough circumstantial evidence there to infer that Wendy took affirmative steps to help further the conspiracy.
Days before he was killed, Wendy sent a text to Dan asking about his travel plans. Was she making sure he'd be home for the scheduled hit?
There was no reason for her to send that to Dan Markel unless it were to ensure that he was in fact going to be in town.
Or, like most divorced parents will tell you, they're trying to figure out their kid's schedule.
And hours after the shooting, Wendy drove out of her way along Dan's street and saw the police roadblock there. Was she checking to see if the murder actually happened? To me, the step-back point comes back to the old Latin phrase, cui bono. Right. Who benefited from this awful thing? And you have to say, Wendy was the beneficiary. She got exactly what she wanted. She got the children.
Right, and does common sense tell you that her family, with whom she is so incredibly close, was going to have her ex-husband murdered without her knowledge or imprimatur?
I've never heard of that Latin phrase, sonny bono, but if you just take one look at sweet Wendy Jill here, there's no way she was involved.
Wendy, ever the careful attorney, has said over and over again, in court testimony and in her police interview, that she had no involvement in the plot to kill her ex-husband.
I swear to you on my life, I was involved with Danny's murder.
Then the judge sentenced Donna to life in prison without parole. For Ruth and Phil Markel, Donna's conviction has closed one chapter in this saga, But it is not the end of the story. Their grandsons are now both teenagers and live with their mother, Wendy.
I don't have that relationship with my.
So, you know this scene right here? Right here.
Story.
Right here. This is at the temple, the synagogue where Dan attended here in Tallahassee. These plaques all are in memoriam. So someone who passed away. Now Dan has Dan's name is on one of these spots now. It's just that I went and visited that temple for a class assignment, and my friend Julie pointed out where Dan's little plaque was.
Their grandsons are now both teenagers and live with their mother, Wendy.
I don't have that relationship with my grandchildren. And of course, I don't have it with my son either. The last time that I actually saw the children, I actually spoke to Wendy and I asked her, wouldn't it be nice if we can arrange for the boys, you included, to come to Toronto, let them see where their father grew up, let them see where he's buried. And she said, that'll never happen.
Never happen.
That's what she said to me. We want to be a part of their life.
Your heart goes out to both Phil and Ruth. They truly want to see and be a part of their grandkids' lives. The good news is the boys are 15 and 16 years old, and soon enough, they will be able to make their own decisions, and they will seek the path to find out who their father truly was, and perhaps they may even seek to avenge his death.
We want them to know how much love we have for them.
This was the closing scene in the Dateline episode, and I hope everyone that watched learned that one rule that I taught you each and every time we meet. You don't fuck with Donna Sue Adelson.
Coming soon to a prison near you.
If the piece don't fit, you must acquit.
I thought that was interesting that they. By the way, I'm still waiting to get on Miami-Dade official records. I mean, it's just insanity. It's been 40 minutes and the site is still just spinning. A Hooter in her Hooters. Ugh. That must have been Dr. Boobner. She had no intention of going to California. No, I mean, she had to cancel it. That was the first time they wanted Dan shot. When to Go looks great. And the best part of his videos. So Mentor Lawyer tried to get his channel taken down. What was that? For using his public records videos? I mean, to me, that's just whatever. It's nothing that what was that asshole's name? What is his name? The guy who did the decapitation video of me. He tried to get Roberta taken down. I can't remember his name. Oh, that's why he puts mental out there. Wendy had no intention of going anywhere. She was just buying her time. Society page. Thank you, TSB. All I could think of was STS. I knew what that. Society page. Yeah, he tried to get Roberta's taken down, and then he took his own down because he was psychotic. So that happened. But I just don't understand. You have your logo on it. Why you have to go and try to do a copyright thing when it's public records? So he had an AI bit. Well, that's how that works. Okay. Mentor lawyer is a public person. We don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with it, but he is. And it's really hard to do anything like that to a public person. So he could take and try to bitch slap loophole lawyer, but it's really hard to do. Sorry, it just is. Everything is fair use on YouTube. We don't own it. And yes, the well, they pay for the video, right? They're paying for the video. But just put your logo on so you know who did it. It's not a copyright infringement because, well, Society Page was different with his psychoness because she used videos he created. In this case, Loophole or someone, whoever does it, is using videos from the freaking public coffers, right? The court. It's not videos that stupid ass Society Page just put googly eyes over, because that's all he did. It was like Willy Wonka and he puts googly eyes over it. But that's okay. Make it make sense, people. You have to pay to obtain the public records. Yeah, you do. You take something from someone from someone else, do you have to share the fee cost? Just asking. I really don't know. No, you don't have to. I mean, public record. If you're going to pay for it, that's why he started putting the good stuff behind the member and then going private with it. So he'll be like, he'll share it for a little bit and then hide the video and make it private. But there's really not much you can do about a courtroom. Now, if you're showing Dateline and their talent is on there, they can pull it, right? Julie Janae could pull it because they're talent, but that's really it.
Now, you are...
So Jay Bronius has been amazing lately. He's really on a mission, I'll tell you what.
Now, you are testifying today under a state subpoena, correct?
Correct.
And that state subpoena gives you immunity for your testimony, right?
Yes.
Can you explain to the jury, since you're an attorney, what immunity is?
Immunity is freedom from prosecution.
So that means that anything you say today can't be used against you if the state decides to arrest you later on.
The state isn't going to decide to arrest me.
Think of one person in this world that would actually hire two people to go kill Professor Markell other than your family?
No.
Ms. Adelson, please answer. Please address me and answer the question.
It calls for an unbelievable amount of speculation. I mean, I'm responsible for coming up with. That's the prosecutor's duty, no, to figure out who's responsible.
You say you love your boys.
I do say I love my children.
Don't care about the father that they love. What
I
happened?
never said that I don't care about the father that they
Then
love.
look at some of the discovery and help figure it out.
Excuse me?
Then look at some of the evidence and help figure it out so that more lives aren't ruined by this.
I seem to not understand.
If somebody tried to kill my ex-husband, they should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. The investigator says regardless of who it is, and your answer is, I mean, it would be different if I thought it were my brother.
But I don't think it was my family, is what I
Different
said.
now, isn't it?
No, it's not different. That's exactly
different
what I
today,
said
isn't
right
it?
here. No, that's not
No
right.
further questions.
That's the Wendy Dan had to face.
And do you see your mother in the courtroom here today?
Yes.
Could you please point her out and describe what she's wearing?
My mom is on right. I can't see her clothes from here, but she's directly across from me.
All right, is she wearing a headset on her head?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Let the record reflect the witness has identified the defendant.
One is inside out.
I mean, you can stay tuned.
Jurors lit.
Now, you are testifying today under a state subpoena, correct?
Correct.
I
And
wanna
that
see
state
this
subpoena
again,
gives you
please.
immunity for your testimony, right?
Yes.
Can you explain to the jury, since you're an attorney, what immunity is?
Immunity is freedom from prosecution.
So that means that anything you say today can't be used against you if the state decides to arrest you later on.
The state isn't going to decide to arrest me.
I hate her so much. She literally turns my stomach.
Think of one person in this world that would actually hire two people to go kill Professor Markell other than your family? Ms. Adelson, please answer. Please address me and answer the
It
question.
calls for an unbelievable amount of speculation. I mean, I'm responsible for coming up with, that's the prosecutor's duty, to figure out who's responsible.
You say you love your boys.
I do say I love my children.
Don't care about the father that they love. What
I
happened?
never said that I don't care about the father that they
Then
love.
look
You want to bet?
at some of the discovery and help figure it out.
Excuse me?
Then look at some of the evidence and help figure it out so that more lives aren't ruined by this.
I seem to not understand.
If somebody tried to kill my ex-husband, they should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. The investigator says regardless of who it is, and your answer is, I mean, it would be different if I thought it were my brother.
But I don't think it was my family, is what I
Different
said.
now, isn't it?
No, it's not different. That's exactly
different
what I
today,
said
isn't
right
it?
here. No, that's not
No
right.
further questions.
She's shaking her head a little bit. Look at this right here. Look at this. Watch her. Watch her shake her head.
And do you see your mother in the courtroom here today?
Yes.
Could you please point her out and describe what she's wearing?
My mom is on right. I can't see her clothes from here, but she's directly across from me.
All right, is she wearing a headset on her head?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Let the record reflect the witness has identified the defendant.
The record will reflect.
I mean, you can say. Was it from a blog?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what blog was that?
The blonde was Wendy.
No, I was
you
saying
mean?
from the computer. Did you research
Oh,
it
no,
on
no,
the
no,
computer?
no.
So here is the $1 million question. We know that the killers knew Dan Markel was leaving the day after they murdered him. But how did they know that? How did they find out? Well, let's see what Wendy has to say.
How did the killers in this case know that Dan Markel was planning to leave town the day after the killing?
I have no idea.
You knew he was planning to leave town the next day, didn't you?
I did, yes.
Did you convey that information to anyone?
Absolutely not.
To your knowledge, did your brother have that information?
I don't know why he would have known that.
So if the killers were told it has to be done today because he's leaving town tomorrow, we don't know how they knew that.
I have no idea how they knew that.
But it would have to come from someone familiar with Dan Markel's schedule, wouldn't it?
They would have to find out somehow. I don't know how.
Prior to Dan Markel's murder, when were you last in South Florida? Was it this trip that's pictured here?
No, because it was my dad's 70th birthday in early July, so I would have gone down to celebrate his birthday.
Okay, when's Dad's birthday?
July 5th.
How long were you down there for that July 5th trip?
I don't really remember offhand, but my guess is about a week.
Did you see Charlie Adelson on that trip?
Yes. We celebrated my dad's birthday, the whole family and friends, everybody.
Did you see Catherine Magvanoa on that trip?
I don't remember if she was there or not.
Did Dad have a birthday party?
Dad had a birthday party.
Was it a big birthday?
It was his 70th birthday.
And was Catherine Magvanoa at the party?
I don't remember seeing her there.
Do you remember seeing June Umchinda at the party?
I don't.
Or Whitney Kick at the party?
I don't.
So it could have been any one of them or none of them.
Or none of them. I don't remember there being a girlfriend with him at the party.
All right, so you said the birthday was what, July 5th?
It would have been July 5th.
Okay. And do you know on what day you celebrated?
Maybe his birthday, if it was... I felt like it was a weekend, so maybe if July 5th was a Saturday, then it was...
Well, can you believe it? Wendy doesn't know. Well, let's see what one of the men sent down to kill Dan Markel, Luis Rivera, Tato. Let's see what he says.
All right, so how did you find out that the victim was leaving town the following day?
I can't remember that good.
Was it from a blog?
Objection, Your Honor.
It's not leading, Your Honor. Was it from a blog?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what blog was that?
The blonde was Wendy.
No, I was
you
saying
mean?
from the computer. Did you research
Oh,
it
no,
on
no,
the
no,
computer? Okay, so somebody gave you the information.
Yeah, somebody else.
A person.
A person.
And how did you actually talk to the person?
No, ma'am.
Who talked to the person?
Tuto. Garcia.
Garcia talked to the person.
Talked to
All
Katie.
right. Okay, so Garcia got the information from Katie.
Yes, ma'am.
And do we know where Katie got it from?
I don't know.
Okay, were you present when Garcia talked to Katie and found out we
Yes,
got to
ma'am.
do it today?
Yes, ma'am. He was on the phone.
I'm sorry.
They was on the phone speaking.
He was talking to Katie on the phone.
Yes, ma'am.
And you were present for that.
I was in the car.
Well, that's how Luis Rivera, Tato, says he knew that they had to do it from Wendy Adelson. Not the blog, the human. But we can't believe him, can we? We can't believe that he would be telling the truth that someone called and told them it was time to do it. But who would have known where Dan Markel was and where he was going? Who could have known that? Well, remember So when if you Wendy have- was talking about the birthday party for her dad? Let's just take a look and see what she was doing at the birthday party at her parents'.
So I want to ask you about a message from the Cellbrite of Wendy Adelson's cell phone from July 6th of 2014. So chronologically, this is going to be after the June trip that we just saw, and it's going to be before the July trip where Dan Markel ended up being murdered. Was there a text sent on July 6th by Wendy Adelson to Dan Markel?
Yes.
All right, can you show that to us? Okay, what does this text say?
From Wendy Adelson, it inquires of Mr. Markel, are you in Tallahassee July 14th through the 18th? I just wanted to know if I can have the kiddos on the 16th. Thanks.
Okay, and he says yes, you can?
He does.
All right, the dates that we see that Wendy Adelson is asking Dan Markel about, what is significant about those dates? July 14th through 18th.
Those would encompass the second trip to Tallahassee where Mr. Markel was murdered.
What happened on July 15th, which is in that date range?
15th would have been, I believe, the first rental vehicle.
So the Prius?
Or the second rental vehicle, sorry.
Okay, so the Prius was rented on July 15th?
Yes.
Okay. And then on July 16th, that was the date that they traveled to Tallahassee?
Yes.
Okay, Garcia and Rivera, I mean?
That's correct.
And on the 18th is when Dan Markel was murdered?
Correct.
Where was Wendy Adelson when this text message was sent?
So looking at her cell sites, we can see that she is in South Florida at this time. That text was sent, we see here around 10:49, 10:47 to 10:49 is the AM, is the text exchange. 10:14 is the closest event that we have with cell site location for her. And we can see the location of the icon, which was the residence of Mr. Harvey and Donna Adelson at that time.
So Harvey and Donna Adelson lived in a condo in the Icon building?
Yes.
At that time? Okay.
So there you have it. Wendy Adelson at her parents texting Dan Markel to confirm his plans on the weekend that he is murdered.
So upsetting. Ashley just sent this to me. Hold on. Where'd it go? How many tabs? There we go.
First, show your age. Then show how many bedrooms are in your house. First, show.
So if you
What is this? Hold on one second. Let me go back to my mail. These shorts are hard to share, I think, because they flip. First, show your age. Let's try this again. There we go. Hold on, Sharon, hold on one second. Do it
Entire
again.
testimony, but I want you to watch this part where Georgia gets to lose her mask real quick. This is from the second trial, Catherine McManama retrial, and Wendy gets so freaking mad. Now, this is right after Georgia asks her about changing the names of the kids, which upsets her. But then she goes into her throwing her family under the bus in the police interview. Watch this exchange, and also bonus, you get to see how much Georgia can't stand Wendy.
Do you want the culpable parties in this murder held accountable?
Absolutely.
And even if it involves your own family?
Absolutely.
Do you recall giving an interview with law enforcement on the day that your ex-husband was murdered?
I recall sitting with law enforcement for 6 hours. Yes, I recall.
And did you tell law enforcement something different in that interview about the culpability of your family?
I'm sure while I sat for 6 hours completely traumatized, that I said all kinds of things.
All right, and was one of the things you said while you sat for 6 hours completely traumatized that you wanted the culpable parties held accountable unless it was your family?
I don't believe I phrased it like that, and I think you're taking my words out of context, but sure.
But sure?
But sure what?
No further questions.
And this is her after that exchange. And then I want you to watch this part where she's looking around. It's almost like she snapped out of it. It's like, oh my God, did everyone actually just see what just happened? What an exchange. The mask was off.
A break now. And so it'll be about a 10-15 minute break, allow you to stretch your legs, use the facilities. And so the deputy will take you back. Remember, no discussion about the case or any testimony that you've heard. You can leave your pads on your chairs, and we'll be back to continue.
So if you have watched Wendy Adelson testify, you know she normally has this doe-eyed, open mouth, like this deer in the headlights look during her.
Such a twat. You've given law enforcement 6 hours trying to find the killer of 11 years. Hello, Olivia. It was good to meet you too the other night. Thank you for saying something to me. That was really nice. She hates that Georgia is much smarter than she is. She's a bitch. I mean, she is a bitch. There's really nothing about her at this point that is redeeming. Nothing. She's just a bitch. I don't know what the state is thinking. I really don't. I just hope it ends soon, because I don't know. It's hard to watch. It's hard to, can you imagine the family? I'm like, we're watching on the sidelines, but the family, and then, all this, fabulous analysis comes out where they compare 1, 2, 3, 4 trial and her verbiage and her blinking and her cadence and the words she uses, the words she doesn't use, the obvious lies she makes, and still she will likely see her kids go out for a teenage trick or treat, whatever that is. It's really hard. She gets her mouth from her mother. Oh, well, maybe her lips were thinner then. Calm people aren't usually mouth breathers. If anyone has ever testified in a civil or criminal trial, I've testified civilly, and someone, the last time I testified civilly, actually, Olivia Hayward, she knows Judge Nina, and Judge Nina was the judge at that time. It was a tenant-landlord case, not tenant-landlord. It was a escrow for a purchase, and the money was due back to the buyer, and the seller would not release it. And the seller represented herself and came at me, bro. I was on the stand talking about just the transaction. I was the witness for the buyer as I was representing her. And that woman just came at me, bro. I don't remember what I said, but there was some deep breathing. But it was so bad in my case that the seller had to be escorted out. Like, Judge Nina was afraid for me. and that you're not going to get me when I'm on the stand, but I definitely had to deep breathe. Go after my kids. Like, it has no bearing. And why she allowed that, I don't know. But she just let the seller go on and on and on about me personally, which had nothing to do with the case at hand, right? And of course the money went back to the buyer, and of course it had to be paid, and of course, but the bailiff had to escort me to my car. It was that bad. And Judge Nina was really nice about that, but I still don't know why she let her go on and on and on. But when it was done, and she withheld her judgment until like the next day, she's like, I'm not even going to announce this in court because who knows what she's going to do. She was just maniacal, was the only way to describe her, was maniacal. And she just came at me, and I was like, I didn't say anything, but I did breathe. I was definitely breathing. It has to negatively and workplace relationships. She must be hot in the cot. Well, I mean, all I can do is take you back to Rise Credit Union, RIZE, and help you to note that for somebody who is the CIO, I as an information like PR guy, he's the guy. He ain't on here. Member supervisory committee, Valerie's on here. Tim is on here. Babatunde's on there. Do you see him on there? So yeah, I would say it's a board of director. Michael, you're the board of director for, yeah. Janine, lending officer, chief, growth officer, operations. Lilia's on there. Do you see that mug in there? And I mean mug. So yeah, I would think it's affecting his career. Ruth and Phil have got to be thinking, will we be able to live long enough to see all these involved prosecuted? I was testifying one time, and the police department was so obnoxious, the judge objected to a question she asked me. It was a shit show. I mean, you would think these boys would be like, why are we changing our names again? But it's almost like, what is it called? Stockholm syndrome? Where your mother's like, I have to protect you. It's for your safety. I have to protect you. Everything's for your safety. The names on the back of their shirt was Estrada. Maybe we should all bring her some poise pads when she gets arrested, because she'll be cramping herself, because she's going to have so many lies. It's not even going to be funny. Wendy will not test. She will absolutely not testify. Rebecca is correct. They're registered in school, from what I know, as their legal name, which is unfortunately Adelson. But on their sports, it shows Estrada. And they're not just playing school sports. They're playing private league traveling sports. So I think she might have more control in that way. His company doesn't want the publicity. You mean like this right now? Do you know why the deputy removed a woman sitting several rows behind you at sentencing? She was, are you kidding? Norma, I have absolutely no earthly idea. I didn't even know a woman was removed. I have no idea what she was wearing. None. But I did see there was a young son there, and I was like, he's not going to be allowed to be in. So it might have been not even what she was wearing. It could have been because the boy was there, but I did know that the boy had to go. I'm not sharing the boys' photos or their jersey with you, but you'll just have to believe me. Wendy uses the name unofficially before it becomes official. Well, eventually, the Dateline comes out. All these yoga pant ladies and coffee toters are going to know that that's not Jill Estrada. You'll know that nose anywhere. So, nice try. Green contacts won't work. But I was paying attention to what the matters were at hand. I really didn't notice much around me. I'm sorry. The next man. Ashley, kid you not, the next man will be her new name. Ben and Lincoln Markell forever, bruh. I have no idea how she did it, but I think somebody needs to discuss the elementary school where the kids went when Dan was murdered and she fled Tallahassee to go down there. Fleeing is common in their family. And what name did they go under, right? When were they enrolled in the school? Because there's a time limit during that school. There was no school choice down there at that school. So what was the time frame? When were they enrolled? What name were they enrolled under? I think a subpoena should be done personally, because that would be circumstantial evidence, right? So circumstantially, you have Donna Jacobs renting a unit, a house for Jill using her maiden name. How did that happen? I know the landlord. How did you do that and not take a driver's license? I wouldn't do it. I'm not letting someone sign a lease under their maiden name. But he did. So when they were enrolled in that new elementary school down in Miami, how did that happen? What name was used? Socially, right? We used it socially to protect them. What story did she tell the school admin? And what day were they enrolled? If they were enrolled prior to the murder, that's a problem. Wendy always cries, verbal abuse, always. I'm an expat. I have claim on everything. If I've ever had a different name, these name changes will affect those kids forever. 100%. Ben cried when he was told his name was changed first day of school in Miami. How does that even happen? How do you enroll your kids in a government school with not their government name? And the lease, I keep going back to that. Donna admits to signing that lease as Donna Jacobs. That's not her legal name. Why he allowed that, I don't know. Or why his people, he rarely does it. He's the bigwig, so I don't know how it happened. But I doubt the landlord did it. It must have been one of the underlings. What is on the birth certificate is the name that goes into the system. So you can just, I don't know. I think I wish they would subpoena the school. They may have, I don't know. But that to me is extremely interesting. What day were those boys enrolled? Yeah, I know it's hard to get into. I know they don't do school choice. I know that they have a very strict timeline and a very strict boundary line. And that's that. Oh, Brooklyn, what? Those kids don't talk to him. No offense to Brad Pitt, but his children have nothing to do with him. So they're not rolling anything into anywhere. If Wendy cited domestic and need to hide the kids, they were in the public school. Jorge ain't Jewish? Nope. Nope, he is not Jewish. I think he's either Methodist or Lutheran. I forget. I know it's public school, but I think the one boy was a little too young to go to that kindergarten, preschool, so he might have gone someone else. Might have gone. Wendy can't have a stockpile of money. She's been paying Laura for years. That's why I think Laura's getting a cut of something. There's no way she can continue to afford $1,000 an hour plus travel for that man. If Linda Bailey and her rotten teeth are $10,000 up front, no way can she keep affording him. No way. No way. She probably gives a good blowjob. Or pretends to. I mean, I don't know what you're saying, Nora. I'm sorry. Norma, I'm sorry. Everything's been about protecting Wendy, which is why I'm curious about the TV and what Debbie Martin shared the other day about Harvey was with the boys, one boy, only one was mentioned when the TV was broken, which made me think, oh my God, Harvey's the one who broke the TV. And then you all were like, no, Wendy did it. And I'm thinking, no, Harvey did it. And you know why? Because everything was about protecting Wendy. If Wendy breaks the TV and Wendy's giving a lie detector or something, they're trying to think 5 steps, then that's a problem. But if Harvey breaks the TV, then again, that's just one step removed. Would Harvey still be helping her? Yeah. Yeah. Sure he is. She kissed him on the mouth. Everything is about protecting Wendy. I just think it's all going to collapse. Because we already know Donna was only in jail for almost 2 years and couldn't keep her mouth shut. Harvey didn't seem to hug her back. I think she was pulled away. No, it wasn't on the mouth. It wasn't on the mouth. I mean, she went like this, like a kiss like that. I was surprised, but he did go down the hallway to speak with her pretty happily. And then she testified. So we'll see. No, not on the mouth, like right here. But if Linda Bailey's charging 10 grand, imagine what Laura's upfront fee is. And I still cannot pull up Miami-Dade official records. That is just ridiculous. It's constant with that group. Like you have to go on there at like 10 o'clock at night. Here's getting started. Got in. Deed, mortgage. Nope, not on here. No new mortgage. They say they have a mortgage, but I don't see it on this house. They mortgaged that unit when they bought it in 2022. The mortgage was $647,200. And it's mortgaged with United Wholesale Mortgage. And he supposedly did a HELOC. And then you have Wendy's. And she has hers with Regions Bank. And in 2021, that's 100. What is that? South Meridian, right? That's with Regions outside of Birmingham. And that one was financed for $461,000. And she was able to put that into a trust, which technically you're not supposed to do. Not even technically. So, but she did. The trust was named Wendy Adelson, a single woman, blank, trustee of the Wendy Revocable Trust. That's what it says. Her trust is the Wendy Revocable Trust. So stupid. And she did that outside of Texas. And that was 2024, and she used her driver's license. Which I'd show you, but, YouTube. Trustee of the Wendy, not Wendy Adelson. I wonder if that's valid then. Because it literally says, let me see if I'm just going to screenshot this for you. Because I think it's so funny. She's using a P.O. box. Can you see it? It says trustee of the Wendy Revocable Trust. Stupid. And she signed it. The trust name sounds as stupid as her. Would Wendy's lawyer actually be doing anything for her right now, though? Is it more of a fear tactic? Anytime he needs to call the state attorney's office, that's going to be an hour. If it only says the name Wendy, could be a way to manipulate around various last name changes. Always a sleight of hand with these fuckers. It's true. It's true. And it does say, let me show you. It is the Wendy Revocable Trust. I have never seen this before. I don't know why I didn't catch this. Wendy Revocable Trust. They look like Dan. She's asking, since I've seen pictures of Ben and Lincoln, they look like Dan. I think Ben looks more like Charlie, but Lincoln looks like Dan. Hi, Amy. How are you? I think the one we saw at the bar mitzvah was spitting image of him on that. How can he look like his mother look at him and not feel guilty? What a narcissistic title of a trust. But that's interesting to me. Wendy Revocable Trust. I think Mia nailed that one. I mean, can you just have, I guess you can title the trust in whatever you want, right? Yeah, it could be with nearly any name you choose, but it's highly recommended to include a personal name for clarity and to avoid administrative complications. When your name, what about, would it require a surname? A surname is not strictly required, although it is common and recommended for clarity. You can choose a descriptive or created name, but you should be prepared for questions from institutions and banks and title companies if the name doesn't clearly identify you. I wonder if Regions needs a call. I wonder if they would care. Then name it Wendy's Murder Trust. It's whatever your attorney calls it in the trust agreement. Yeah, but here's the problem. The problem is she has a mortgage on it. That's the problem. If it was free and clear, she could call it Tuesday, right? But when you have a mortgage on the property, the nature of a trust is a legal entity. When you, as the creator or grantor of the trust, because you created the trust, right, put the property into a trust, you no longer hold the title to it. The trust itself holds title. At the same time, when you're also the trustee, you may still control what happens to the property in the trust. In many estate plans that involves trust, you will create what is called a revocable. Revocable means that even though everything owned by the trust must be administered and managed according to the trust terms, you as the grantor can move assets in and out of the trust and dissolve the trust altogether. When a mortgage property is in a trust, it is important to remember that even if your lender consents to transfer your mortgage home into your trust, it will not relieve you of your obligations to continue to make payments and meet all the things. In addition, you have to be prepared to deal with other issues. For example, it's not uncommon for homeowners to periodically seek to refinance their home. That's what the Adelsons did. So they have to take it out of the trust, then it's their own name, and then put it back in the trust. If the trust owns the property on which you have a mortgage, is it possible to refinance? You can, but it depends on your bank. So that's what they did. If you ever go back and look at the Adelsons, Broward County BS, it is all in and out, in and out, in and out, because they were refinanced. Consider putting your home into a trust. It's easy if you do carry a mortgage. Just be aware your lender will be part of the process. And if they aren't, they can call the note. The note is the amount owed. Fibbers, fiduciary fuckery. Yeah, you can set up a trust, but it has a mortgage in it. That's my statement. She doesn't own it outright. It's mortgaged. The bank has to be aware of what, so if they go to foreclose, right, let me ask this. There we go. It says if a lender tries to call the note due because a property is in a revocable trust, she doesn't have homestead on. Should I say she doesn't have homestead? Because she may have homestead. She has homestead on it. That's even more problem. Hold on. If she kept homestead, then that's fraud. So let's hope she doesn't have homestead. Okay, she didn't keep Homestead. I'd show you this, but now here it's what it says. Wendy Adelson, trustee of the Wendy Revocable Trust. So she removed her homestead in 2024. Property and trust can be foreclosed on if the mortgage payments are not made. What is it? No, it was something germane. The St. Germain Act protects against a due on sale clause. It does not prevent foreclosure in the event of default. Federal law, also known as the Alternative Mortgage Clause, solely because a property is transferred into a trust. Due on sale clause is a provision in a mortgage contract that gives the lender the right to demand full payment. There are limits. Accelerated payment at the time of transfer, however, it does not stop the lender from foreclosing if you miss a mortgage payment. And this is not a homesteaded property. And that is the problem. Trying to see if it matters if it's, yeah, it does matter. Mortgage trust. Home property are not immune. What does it say? A due on sale clause is common part of most mortgage agreements. It gives the lender the right to demand full payment of the mortgage if the property is transferred to someone else without approval. In Florida, many people worry that transferring home to a living trust may trigger. The lender enforces the due on sale trust rule. The homeowner may be required to pay the remaining balance. While some lenders may agree to the transfer, it is essential to check your mortgage paperwork. I don't know because it is a rental property, not a homesteaded property. Charlie wants to spend all his money on appeals. Oh, I know. So sad. That's what it says. Wendy Revocable Trust. That was intentional. I mean, it's everywhere. Oh, thanks, George. Anyway, on that note, the Wendy Revocable Trust. She's just one word now, people. She's like Cher. She's like Cher. Oh, God. Imagine. I just don't have any words for her. Imagine when these boys meet a woman, have a girlfriend. It'll be like, tell me about your past. Or bozo. Yep. She's free. She's free to do shit like this. Charlie's been back in South Dakota. He went pretty quickly this time. The arsehole formula. No, it's Jill. She didn't even use Jill. Just makes me sick. Well, on that note, I'm going to go home and cook dinner for Chris. Take care, everyone. Have a great night. I will be back maybe tomorrow. Wednesday night's always a good night for me. Well, she doesn't have enough money to pay the shit off, does she? So there is that. I mean, she really doesn't. She is probably, other than the boys' money, quite broke when you think about it. Have a good night, John. Have a good night, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.